going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound, where we're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Monday, April 15th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all love and support we've gotten here at Pick Dawgz over the years. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to tune into the Wraparound to be put on some free pick NHL winners. If you're looking for my best bets on the board, the games that I absolutely love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click that Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Got plenty of action from MLB on the board today. It's only MLB and NHL today, so I've got 5 MLB plays. My pick-off play for $19, and I've also got that as part of my MLB 5 spot. So far this season, whenever we put out a 5 spot, we've come out with a winning day in baseball, so hoping to keep that rolling going into today. Also got a couple of long-term plays, or excuse me, NHL plays on the board for long-term subscribers as well. So definitely, you can jump on a daily pass, can get you some money that way, but the best value is to hop on a long-term pass because sometimes you get bonus plays like today's NHL, but it's also the long-term passes are also going to get you every play I make. Sometimes buying those daily packages can get to be a little bit much, and it also there are a lot of them are mostly keyed in on a single sport. This way you're getting all the action that I have on the board, and it's going to get you complete coverage. So definitely check those out. You can also pair me up with one of your other favorite handicappers as part of our multi-capper promotion. And remember, whatever you guys choose to do, use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. But that's later on today. We still got a bunch of games to talk about on the drive through at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're here to talk about an 8-game NHL card from Monday. Plenty of money to be made here, even though we are winding down the season. But you got to be you got to tread lightly with this. With these last couple cards of the season. Once we get into playoff hockey, we're going to be able to go hard again. But like I said, with some teams just having a trouble with lack of motivation here or figuring out their levels of motivation in this game, that's where it gets to be a little bit much. So, like I said, tread lightly, but we're still going to have some fun. We're still going to make some money. You know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Monday's card takes us to Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Red Wings take on the Montreal Canadiens. And this is one of those situations where we're going to have a few of these today, where you have one team that has all the motivation in the world. Some teams are interested in playing spoiler, some aren't. But I think this is going to be one where we do see Montreal rise to the occasion, at least give Detroit a bit of a hard time here. Detroit, they've been playing on the edge of their seat for a while now, trying to get into the playoffs. They're one of 4 teams in the Eastern Conference within a single point of that final wild card spot in the East. And, they made it difficult for themselves, in a 5-4 OT win over Toronto. And now, the Detroit Red Wings just have to keep getting points. But the thing is that even games that they're losing close. I mean, their last 7 games have either been 1-goal losses or outright victories. And I think this is just going to be another close game here. Montreal, I've said it before, I'll say it again, have been very feisty this season, especially on the road. They've lost back-to-back games by 1 goal, have one of the best road puck line records in the NHL, 26-14 on the puck line on the road. And I guarantee you a lot of those were in the underdog role. And I just think this is a spot where, Montreal could potentially keep this game close. I think it's a 1-goal game. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to overtime as well here. So I'm going to go with Canadiens here, plus 1.5 goals. And I'm also going to go with the game to go to overtime, plus 340. Like I said, we've seen back-to-back overtime games for Detroit, back-to-back overtime games for Montreal. 4 of the last 5 meetings and 5 of the last 7 between these two teams have gone past 60 minutes as well. So give me the Canadiens plus 1.5 goals with this game to go to overtime at plus 340. Now we're going to the Prudential Center, where the New Jersey Devils take on the New York Islanders, and this line is a little bit confusing to me. I look at these two teams, the New York Islanders right now on the verge of the postseason. A win here will go a long, long way towards, actually wouldn't go a long way towards it. It would actually punch their ticket to the postseason. They'd clinch a playoff spot, while the New Jersey Devils have been out of the race for some time now. And if you followed the Wraparound or you followed me at Pick Dawgz on our morning shows, whatever, you've known my thoughts on this New Jersey Devils team, and that is that I don't see the combination of Kaapo Kähkönen and Jake Allen as a viable starting 1-2 option in goal in an NHL lineup. I just do not see it. And the New York Islanders, like I said, they've been playing much better down the stretch. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. Sure, they're sub 500 team on the road on the in the grand scheme of things this season. But the New Jersey Devils, they play their better hockey on the road as well. Doesn't help them here. It doesn't help the fact they literally have nothing but pride and maybe some, rivalry to try to play spoiler here to play for in this one. So I'm gonna go with the New York Islanders in this one, minus 108. I just think that the motivation is there. the goaltending is definitely there. It's definitely a big goaltending edge for the New York Islanders. So give me the Islanders at the coin flip price in this one. Now we're going to the PPG Paints Arena where the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Nashville Predators. And, the Nashville Predators are still one of the hottest teams in the NHL over the last month and a half of the season. They've been playing really well down the stretch and, put themselves in a great spot to be in the postseason, be a viable option out of the first round and potentially, make some noise and do some damage. But the thing for me here is that the Pittsburgh Penguins are right now on the outside looking in, and while I stand by my sentiment that I've had since the trade deadline that the Pittsburgh Penguins kind of knew what they were doing in terms of planning to rebuild when they traded Jake Gensel to Carolina. There's no denying that this Penguins team has shown some pride. They've shown some fight down the stretch. Sidney Crosby's woken his ass up. He's gotten this team in gear. And all of a sudden, they are one of four teams alongside the Red Wings, the Flyers, and the Capitals who are in this four-team mix for that final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference with 2 games to go. So the Penguins, they played their best hockey at home. Nashville's been one of the better road teams in the NHL as well, but I just think that right now the Penguins are the hotter team, and not only that, like I said, they have their playoff lives that they're fighting for at this point. The Nashville Predators, I think, are just kind of going through the motions, just trying to figure out where the first city on their plane ticket is going to be come playoff time. So give me the Pittsburgh Penguins in this one at the coin flip price. I think they can get the win in this one and keep their playoff hopes alive. Now we're heading to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Buffalo Sabres. And again, another matchup where I kind of went back and forth on this one because at this point in the season, you kind of have to wonder where Tampa Bay's motivation lies. They're locked into that first wild card spot. So the best thing that the Lightning can do here is just really try to hold down the fort, just build some momentum and try to bounce back after back-to-back losses going into the postseason. But on the other side of that coin, the Buffalo Sabres, they're out of the playoffs, and there's really nothing for them to play for here, considering they're on the road and trying to upend the Lightning here. So rather than just try to chase the Lightning here, just because they are the better team, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Jonas Johansson, the backup in net here, and he is a definite step down for the Buffalo Sabres. And even if you see Andrei Vasilevsky, he's had shaky starts as well, even at home. So I'm just going to go for value in this one. I'm going to go value hunting in a game that I think should be closer to a coin flip, just given the level of motivation between these two teams. I'm going to take the Sabres here plus the goal and a half. I'm going to take them on the money line as well. Plus 142. Head to head, the Buffalo Sabres have actually won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, including back-to-back victories in Tampa Bay. So give me the Sabres here, plus a goal and a half, and on the money line, plus 142. Now we're going to the Capital One Arena where the Washington Capitals take on the Boston Bruins, and another spot where you have a level of motivation here for the Capitals, who are holding on to that final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference right now. But my thing here is that this is one of the rare spots where you have a team with a clear edge here in talent and success. The Boston Bruins are leading the Atlantic Division, but the Boston Bruins can also lock up the Atlantic Division with a win tonight, because the Florida Panthers only have 1 game remaining, and the Panthers have won 3 in a row. So I think it would be in Boston's best interest to be able to win here. And the fact of the matter is, even though you have 4 teams with motivation like the Capitals, Red Wings, Flyers, and Penguins, they're not all going to win down the stretch, I don't think. And, I think the Capitals kind of put themselves in the position that they're in where they're fighting for a postseason. At one point, this team was bad, and at one point this team was red hot, and they got themselves comfortably into the Metro Division playoff picture. But now they're walking on thin ice here, and I just think that the ice is about to crack underneath them. I think the Bruins are just a far better team here, and I just think that the Capitals probably stumble and crumble down the stretch. So give me the Boston Bruins here at minus 156. Now we're heading to Madison Square Garden, where the New York Rangers host the Ottawa Senators. And again, another matchup where there is one team with motivation and one team that might just only be interested in playing spoiler. The New York Rangers, this is the New York Rangers regular season finale, and a win here could potentially lock up actually it would lock up the President's Trophy for them here, considering the other teams around them have all got either 1 game left or can't catch them with 2 games to go. So win here locks up the President's Trophy and home ice throughout the playoffs for the Rangers here. The Senators, the Senators have been able to provide value. They've actually been able to win a fair number of games on the road as of late, but I'm still not backing the Senators team, especially when you consider they're up against the Rangers here with motivation. The Senators are still a 15-22-2 team on the road this season. And I just think that the Ottawa Senators, this isn't a rivalry game, so it's not like there's an added interest to play spoiler here. I think the Rangers come out with some purpose. I think they want home ice throughout the playoffs, considering how well they've played at home this season. So give me the Rangers on the puck line in this one. I think they win this one 4-2, 5-2. So I'll take the Rangers minus the 1.5. Now let's head to the Crypto.com arena where the Los Angeles Kings take on the Minnesota Wild. And, you know, another matchup, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, where there's one team with motivation here, one team without. The only motivation that the Kings have here is, do they want to play in Edmonton, or do they want to fall into the wild card spot and potentially have to deal with the Dallas Stars? And I mean, for the Kings, I don't want to say it's a no lose situation, because they did play their better hockey on the road, but I don't know. It's just a very slippery slope that you're walking here. But I still think that with the playoffs around the corner, the Kings want to go in with as much momentum as humanly possible. The Minnesota Wild are just playing out the string at this point. They've been less effective on the road all year long, and I kind of just wonder if this Wild team is just going to go through the motions in this one. I just think that you're going to see a better effort here from the Los Angeles Kings. I think this is a game you have to tread very lightly with, because, like I said, you never know. And that's not just this game, but a lot of games. I alluded to earlier, you got to be very, very selective with, because you have to wonder the level of motivation with some of these teams. So for me, I'm going to take the Los Angeles Kings in this one, minus 166, but definitely not one I'm rushing to the window to bet. Our final game on Monday's card takes us to Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers host the San Jose Sharks, and this was to be expected. A massive line between the Oilers and the Sharks, because there's a massive talent disparity and a massive motivation disparity between these two teams. However, the Edmonton Oilers are actually still a team that have something to play for here. They have to win out, and Vancouver would have to lose out, but the Oilers could still potentially sneak in and win the Pacific Division if that were to happen. Vancouver would have to not get a point the rest of the way, and Edmonton would have to win out. But I think it could be done. And the San Jose Sharks, they just got their butts kicked 6-2 at the hands of the Minnesota Wild. And I think that Edmonton comes in and does something similar here. The Sharks have struggled on the road. They have a 20% win percentage on the road this season, and the Oilers, 27-9-4 at home this season. So I think the motivation's there for the Oilers here. I'm going to take the puck line with the Oilers, if nothing else, in this game. It's not one I'm rushing to the window to bet, because I think we've been priced out here. Even laying 2.5 is getting you coin flip odds. So for me, it's Oilers or nothing here. Maybe take an Oilers team total over, but then again, I think you're still getting priced into betting that they're going to score 4 or 5 goals in this thing. So it's probably a no play for me, but Oilers minus 1.5 to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Monday, April 15th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.